Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is fucking stupid. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dead End Street. My name's Dan. I'm here with my buddy Adrian. What's up, Adrian?
Nah, shit, man. Chilling.
How's your quarantine been?
Boring as fuck, man. I'm just still go to work, but I'm playing video games 90% of the time.
That games are better than work.
Dude, honestly, I've fucking gamed more than I should. uh,
Not
I
enough if
probably,
they pay you.
I'm probably gonna end up playing until I'm like fucking 87. Sit on my fucking deathbed.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't make it to 87.
Why the fuck not?
That's too much work. And the job I have, you're not going to be.
Okay, dude. Okay, we're we're that generation who grew up with fucking gaming, right? So we're sitting on our fucking deathbeds, 87, 88 years old, getting our fucking catheter back changed.
Dude,
You just
when,
bitching at each other on the mic.
the fucking you're yelling through the room, dude. When I die, I want my last sound to be the sound it makes when your PlayStation game doesn't work and it tells you to put in a CD for the PlayStation. You're like doo doo doo.
You know what I want mine to be when you die in Roblox. Oof.
His last words were "oof." Dude, what the fuck? That'd be the best death. Like that, or like when Mario dies and runs out of lives. No, when Crash Bandicoot, when like you run out of lives and the black mask comes out. I can't remember his name. I can't even remember what he says. No, that's the good one. He's like, game over. Dude, have you been fucking the other day? I keep getting phone calls from this random number, and when someone calls me, I don't care who you are, I'm not going to answer the phone. Leave a voicemail. If you don't, I guess it wasn't important. This number was from like Mississippi, and I don't live anywhere near Mississippi. And they called me, left a voicemail, so I called them back, and they're like, "Hi, is Mr. Taylor there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is him." Hi, we're calling you about your student loans. We need to figure out how you can pay them. So I'm on the phone and I just go along with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I owe a lot. I'm trying to save up money now so I can pay it off. And she's like, well, we can work with you and make smaller payments, and we can probably cut off a little bit. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. I think I'll do that. How do I pay you guys? And she's like, well, credit card will work. And I'm like, oh, that works. Let me get my card. So I go in the other room and stand there for like 20 minutes and let her sit there for 20 minutes. I come back. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I dropped out in high school. So I won't be paying that. And then I just hung up.
Wait, so is that how Hawkins got the idea to prank call you? Call you about loans?
Probably. Yeah, he was asking me if I'd loan out my asshole. And was that Vicky at first? Because it sounded like Vicky.
That was 100% Vicky.
Okay.
She
the
started
first
laughing.
one got me.
She started laughing because she looked over at me and I was fucking dying.
Because I was at work. I'm sitting in the middle. My coworker's talking to me, and my phone starts ringing. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Because I didn't have his number. And then I hear Vicky, because she had come over the other day and did like her voice of Danny, which is like the manly voice. And I was like, I didn't get it at first. And then she started laughing. I was like, so it's a prank call, but I don't know who it is. And then, of course, Danny calls his grandma voice. You know exactly who that is. And he's like, oh, come here, give Grammy your smooches. I'm like, no.
Dude, I knew as soon as he did that you were gonna know exactly who both of the prank calls were.
The first, I didn't get it was Vicky until Danny called back, and I was like, dude, you should start 6-7 next time. And I was hoping, I was gonna say like, oh, I have your number, but I don't. At first, I had no, like Vicky got me. I didn't know who it was. Danny kind of ruined it.
Bro.
Plus the fact that I gave Danny my number that morning.
Funny fucking story about that night. Literally like 5 minutes after. I'm dying just fucking thinking. 5 minutes after, Danny started talking some shit to fucking Vicky. And she got pissed off and chased him down my street. This kid fucking ran into my fucking car with an open monster. Ran into the side of my fucking car, bounced off of it, and spilled monster all over my car. And then he comes back, like he went behind my car, so I couldn't see him for a second. He comes back into my view, and his pants are just around his fucking ankles. I was like,
There's, there's two things I point out with that. One, that's not how you get sponsored by Monster. Two, that's means you play GTA too much, and that's a game, so you're sliding across it. I feel like Danny just ran into the side of the car.
he legit like you know how like when cartoons walk into poles, their feet like go.
It was like that.
It was exactly like that. It was fucking
Dude,
hilarious.
imagine
The
if he
worst
like,
part is though, he let Vicky catch him in fucking flip flops.
oh my god. Well, I mean, it's probably easier to run in flip flops than it is to run with no pants on, or at least around your ankles.
Fucking, yeah, I fucking love Huckins though. He's fucking hilarious. I don't even remember like how we became friends though. I don't remember how you and I
Huckins,
became friends. I know we
me,
met through
yeah, we met through the
she who must not be named.
the Vault Lord Voldemort. Actually, I'd hang out with Voldemort. You know, Danny, I can't remember how I met him either. I'm guessing it was through Ben.
That's
Danny's kind of those people that just kind of showed up and you're okay with it, but you don't know how. Like, you know how like lost dogs, a stray dog, you let him in and you don't find the owner, so you just keep him. That's Danny. Danny's the stray dog I let in my house and couldn't find the owner, so I'm just like, hey, he's chill. I'll keep him. But no, Danny's the best.
yeah, man.
Actually, even with like scam callers, you ever get Jehovah Witnesses at your house?
I actually haven't. I closed the door right in their face.
Dude, I had one once. So it was summer, and we left the screen open, and then you could see them walking down the street. And there's like it's like they have a little, I don't even know what to call it, like a cult. Like they're all spread out, but they're communicating with each other. So there's two of them, and they point at our house, and then they come to our house. But I went in my room because I figured if I don't answer the door, they won't bother us. Now we had the door open, but we had the screen door shut. You assume they're gonna walk up to the door and realize no one's home or no one wants to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear a knock and I hear hello, and I'm just ignoring. I'm like, I'm gonna hide in my room, like you do when you're a kid and someone's at the door and you think you're gonna get murdered. So we have a pit bull and he's laying down in my room. My door's open. I hear the door, the screen door in the front. I hear it creak open, and then I hear, "Hello, is anybody home?" And the dog bolts at the door, and I have to get up because he gets outside and he's like, he's standing up on her. And we had a camera in the living room, so I watched it after. She walked up to the door, knocked, said hello, and then she opened the door and like peeked her head in. And I was like, I'm gonna start setting up like circles of candles and shit with my son in the middle,
Dude,
and be like, oh,
that's
I'm sacrificing him.
that's fucking weird because that same shit happened to my mom when we lived at our old house. Like me and my sister were both at school, and she was just sitting on the couch watching TV, and like I don't know, maybe the doorbell didn't work or something, but they said that she's told me that she was just sitting there, and out of nowhere she hears the door open. Like there was at my old house there was a front door, and then there's like a mud room, and then another door that you had to go through. This bitch went through both fucking doors. Tried to get
It's
my
like, this is
mom's
my house
attention.
now.
My mom's like, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Dude, that's the word. Like, just walking the house. I want to talk about Jesus. Yeah, but Jesus wouldn't break in my house. So, I mean, he'd at least knock. Maybe leave a note. I had one once that showed up and I answered the door and I don't know why they asked what my name was. I was like, oh, it's Dan Taylor. And they're like, oh, I know your mom. And then I was like, oh, hold on. This is my favorite thing to do. If I accidentally answer the door, I'll say, hold on, you're looking for someone else. And I'll tell my mom or dad, oh, there's like a package at the door for you. So they answer the door. And now they're stuck with them. And I'm out in some other room now, not leaving my room because I passed you off to the Jehovah Witness. So I win. After that, though, once the dog did that, I've never seen one again. I think they probably have a sign in. Do they have like an office building or something they go back to? And there's just a sign on the wall, 35.
There's
Don't
just a
go here.
fucking. They got a fucking beat up camper down the street.
It's like an undercover FBI van that they don't use anymore. A spinning satellite on the roof.
Dude, honestly, if another one ever came to my house, you know, it'd be fucking great if you just like had a like fake seizure, rolled your eyes in the back of your head, just praise Satan.
He just somehow crawl up the ceiling. Just set up like a wire so that it pulls you up to the ceiling. No, you've got to interrupt them. Like they're gonna walk up and they're gonna be like, "Hi, I'd like to," and interrupt and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about Jesus, okay? By the way, that book is fiction." And then give them a
uh,
Harry Potter book and be like, "This is Jesus."
oh man,
You know what
calling the
I
Bible
realized?
fiction, man. That's kind of a
I mean,
rough topic to talk about. Like I don't believe. I mean, I
you're
believe,
saying
but I
it.
don't
I'm not
believe.
saying that's what I think. I'm saying that's what you say. You got to piss off to them so they don't come back. You tell them anything. I mean, you were just telling them to worship Satan, so
This is true.
so I figured out the craziest thing. I now know the meaning of life. I figured it out.
What's that?
All life is you gathering guests for your funeral.
That's some fucking heavy shit right
It's
there.
true though. Everyone you meet, they're either they like you and they go to your funeral, that's your guest, or they're not going to RSVP. They're just not going to show up.
What about the people who die first?
Ah, my heroes.
Realistically, though, like what age would be like the perfect time for you to die?
3 years ago. Now, um, see, I don't mind getting old. I don't want like gray hair, balding and stuff. I don't care about that. Like after 50, I'm cool with all that. I don't want the like you can't walk like you're a vegetable or some shit. You can't walk. You're just like you shit your pants every day. Like that's not the type of
so
old I want.
so pretty much once you get thrown into a fucking nursing home, you're just like fuck it.
I'm unplugging my own wire. Like, has anyone ever done that? Just like, and is that considered suicide?
That's a good question. Probably.
You know who would unplug it intentionally? Because I don't mean he's 4, so I don't mean to call him an asshole, but he's an asshole. My son would unplug me for like to charge his iPad or something. Have you ever like? I hate backstreet drivers. Backstreet, yeah. What the fuck? Backstreet's back. All right. Backseat drivers. My son. Okay, so the green light means go. Yellow light to me means you only slow
Go
down if you
faster.
have to. Yeah, slow down if like you know it's gonna turn red, which for some reason always happens. You'll have a green light, you'll be like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm going like 40 and a 40, and I'm getting close." And then last second, like you don't have time to stop. Oh, by the way, yellow. Let's skip that. Let's go to red. Slam your brakes, and then you blow the red light. My
Mhm.
son will tell me which light it is and what to do at the light. He'll be like, "Oh, it's green light. You can go." And he's like, "It's yellow. Slow down. Stop, stop, stop." And then red light. If I pass it, he's like, "Oh, you're in big trouble.
See, my
I'm gonna kick
daughter,
you out of the car."
my daughter is not that bad, but she like we'll be in the car. We'll come up to a stop sign and or a stoplight. I mean, it'll be clearly fucking red. Like it wouldn't have changed. Like it's red by like before we even get there. And we'll come to a stop, and my daughter will be like, "Why are we not going?" I'm like, "Because it's red, Aubrey." She's like, "But you can go on red." I'm like, "No, you can't. I've told you this multiple times. Green means go, red means stop." I, don't- I just fucking I forgot where I was going with this fucking story.
Okay, well, you say your daughter doesn't
Oh
believe in
man.
red lights, and my
Uh,
son believes I have to obey the law. Uh, I always, as
yeah,
like for
pretty much.
my whole,
All kids are assholes, just in different ways, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
Pretty much.
my
Yeah.
my kid, like not my kid, me when I was a kid, for some reason I swore there was also a blue light sometimes. I don't know why.
I think some of the green ones used to look blue. Honestly,
There'd be 4 lights, and it must have been the blinker, like the turn
dude,
signal, but
four lights. The fourth light is the arrow, dumbass.
I know, but like I don't know. Maybe I have blue lights. Okay, blue means do whatever the fuck you want. But actually, blue light means there's a parking ban, but it's not on the. It's on the side. Have you ever been in like a accident that was stupid and your fault?
Yep. Two.
You can explain or just keep it to yourself.
uh, I'll explain one. So, you know, Ketchum, right?
Yes.
Back when he lived in Massachusetts, um, we were still in high school, I think, and we were having a New Year's party at his house, and one of our friends wanted to go home. So my drunk ass decided to bring him home, and one of our other friends, Andrew, came with us, and for some reason, like maybe 500 yards up the road, Andrew's just like, "Yo, stop, drop us off here. We're gonna walk. Just drive around and come pick me up at Josh's house in a little bit." He swears that he told me to just go to Josh's house and wait, but he definitely told me to drive around.
You just randomly decide to stop and kick him out and come back and get him later.
But so I'm drunk. I fucking drove around being fucking stupid. It was snowy out, and there was some black ice around a curve, and I came around the curve. Like I drove fine from Palmer to Belchertown, like, but I went around this curve in Belchertown, and I just completely like lodged my car into a snowbank. And I was I was like 19 at the time, I think. So I was partaking in illegal stuff. So what did I do? I I attempted to leave my car there until the morning and go back to Josh's house. And um, I my dumbass also called my mom, and then she called the police on me. And the police came.
Jesus.
The police came, put me in the back of a cruiser, and I thought I was gonna go to jail. And I was also in school for criminal justice at the time, so
Oh, there you go.
I thought like my whole life was fucked. But
Uh,
the cop was
But you're not
actually
a
mad.
cop. Like you went
What?
to school for that, but your job isn't even close to criminal
Uh,
justice.
no, that's because I'm, I'm bad at school. I, I
My
flunked out.
body different.
I flunked out at like three different colleges, dog. We're
That
not gonna
just
talk
see
about
that's just I just decided not to go to college. Like, but I still owe student loans, I guess.
it.
So who knows?
Like I would go back now. Like I don't think I was in the right mindset to do it back then, but
Yeah.
I definitely do it now.
Have you the fuck was I gonna say?
I don't know, man.
Like, have how bad is your road rage ever get?
Yeah, when there's like, you know what's funny? I get like super mad when someone's driving slow behind, like in front of me, and
Oh
then
yeah.
when I cut past them, if I'll look at them, and if they look like a douchebag, I'll get more pissed. And then if it's like a little old lady, I'll be like, "Oh, my bad."
What's worse is when you go around them and they speed up, like while you're next to them.
Nah, I never had that happen.
I've had it happen. I look at them, they look at me, and I'm pretty much like you're a fucking idiot. And then they speed up to my speed, so I'm kind of stuck. I either have to slow down and accept that I lose this battle and go behind them,
Yeah.
or we're racing till one of us hits a head-on car. And yeah, well, I didn't hit any cars yet. I won the first one. I lost one, but I had some guy. We went to Lowe's. Oh, this is a whole nother story in itself. But we went to Lowe's to pick up a piece of fence, and obviously I have a Trailblazer, so it was longer by like 3 feet, so it was hanging out the back, and we couldn't close the trunk because of the shape it was. So the trunk was open, so I had to drive slow. Not slow. I was still going the speed limit. Like if the fence fell out, oops, it's gonna stay there. This car was there's merging lanes, so obviously usually normal people go if the right car goes, then it's left, right, left, right. This guy's like, nah, you got something stick out of the back of your car. I'm gonna floor it and then just cut you off. And then when I cut you off, I'm gonna slow down. And the most satisfying thing when people do that is when they try to like keep going around cars so you can't catch up to them. And then you get stopped at a red light next to each other, which we did, and both our windows were down, and my dad was with me. And we're literally like, "Are you fucking fat piece of shit? Learn how to fucking drive. Clearly, you can see I have stuff hanging out in the back of my car, and I'm still going the speed limit." And then we cut them back off and got into Ludlow. And I was like, "Dad, this fence it was a pain in the ass to get, and it was somewhat expensive, but like." Would you be mad if I floored it and like flung the fence out the back of my car at them? He's like, yeah, it's just not worth it now.
Yeah. So I had something happen about, I want to say like a year ago, probably. I was driving on the highway going towards Rob's house. I was actually going to smoke a cig with him, and I was on the highway like passing Mercy, and there was this guy who was just riding my ass the whole fucking time. Like I was doing like maybe 67, 68, and he was still like riding my ass like he was like I was going too slow. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
bitch, I'm all first of all, the speed limit on that part of the highway is 55, so I was fucking speeding. and and then this
You know,
so
you
this
better hope no cops watch this podcast.
well, you'll see at the end of the story. um so I keep going. I'm like half a mile from Rob's exit, and then this dude just decides to fucking just switch lanes and just fucking fly past me and then cut me off and go get off the same exit that I was. Right as I'm about to get off the exit, I see a cop fucking blow by me and fucking follow. And like there's a light at the end of that exit, and they where the cop stopped him, it was like right after that light. So when I went through that light to go towards Rob's, I just rolled my window down, honked my horn. I was like, fucking flipped him off. I was like, it sucks for you, bitch.
Have you ever had like it's an awkward moment, I guess, where like it's happened to me, where I pull out of a side street onto a main road behind a car, and then like for some reason the next like
Never
five
pull out.
turns is the exact same as them, and you kind of feel like they feel like you're following them, but you're honestly not. You just happen to be going the same way, and just like should I like take a different turn and then come back just because they're gonna be sketched out?
So I am actually most of the time on the opposite end of that issue.
You're being followed.
Bro, there's a few times where I've these people have taken the exact same route as me for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like,
I'm
what the fuck is going on?
I have a
I'm
great
taking
tip for
like
that.
if you're gonna tell me to take a bunch of different turns and shit, I
No,
did.
because
And they're
knowing
still
you,
following
the
me.
car that was following you, it probably had blue lights on the top of
No. What kind of dig was that, dog?
I'm just saying, most of your car stories involve a cop.
That's true. But no, it was a regular car.
So you just take like 10
But
turns. Just stop the car.
just to throw this out there. I'm not a juvenile. Like, I'm a very good
I'm a
person.
good person.
I'm a very good person. I just back in the
We,
day, I did some stupid shit while I was driving.
by
I'll
the way,
go.
guys, we forgot to mention about this podcast. I'm recording from my home in Massachusetts. He's recording from Ludlow Correctional Center in Ludlow Jail. This is his one phone call.
Yo, Debo, where's my where's my where's my pack of Twinkies at? I gave you
that
head yesterday.
that baby, he could be mine, but that baby, that is a white baby. That is not my baby. Anyways, what about this car that was following you?
I didn't finish the story. I don't remember.
I interrupted you about it being a cop. I actually can't remember.
If I get he followed me for a long time, and then we finally split off. That's mainly what I was going at. But he followed me for a really long time.
Yeah.
It kind of creeped me out.
Did you know? I think I'm gonna apply at Walmart as a as a fucking what register worker because those guys that you're pretty much collecting unemployment doing that.
I just farted.
Oh Jesus! This is why we record podcasts from separate areas. But
Mm,
like, have you ever like? I think I would see Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, banging the fucking Tooth Fairy before I would see someone working at a register at Walmart.
I
And
mean,
now
that's
they've
why
got
they
self
put
checkout.
yeah, that's why they put self checkout. So
But like, if I go
make
if
you more fucking lazy.
I go to Walmart, I do self checkout, and then I walk straight to like the customer service and be like, "Hey, I expect a check next week for working here."
The thing is, they don't have anyone fucking at the registers. But as soon as you walk out from self checkout, there's fucking people checking every little receipt you got.
Oh yeah, like, and can they even do that? Like I'm gonna go there with a red vet. Not what is it, yellow? I don't even work
Walmart,
there. Just put it on.
blue.
Yeah, is it? Oh, yeah. The logo's yellow. I'm gonna go there with a vest and just check people's receipts. I don't even work there. And just be like, oh, cool. I know which house I'm going to.
It doesn't have their address on the fucking receipt, dumbass.
Damn. Just follow
You
them.
just, you follow them home. That's fucking creepy. They're gonna have to fucking hop on a podcast and tell the same story I did.
Yeah, so this cop was behind me for stolen goods. My car was full of shit that wasn't mine. Lowe's employee. Oh my god, I was gonna bring this up. Lowe's employees are worse. At least Walmart employees, you're walking around, you need help. Nobody comes to help you. Lowe's employees come to help you, and they don't help. They make shit worse. When we picked up that piece of fence, mind you, it's still quarantine, so we have masks on, and it's hot as shit outside. We walk up and we're like, we need this specific fence. We show them the fence is on the outside on like a display, and we ask the guy, "What? How do we get this? Do we pay inside and come out and get it, or do we get it here and bring it inside and pay?" And he's like, "Go inside, um, take a picture of the barcode, have them scan it, and then bring the receipt out here, and we'll get it for you." So we did that. And when we come outside, there's nobody around anymore. There was like 3 workers when we showed up. So we're walking around, and this older guy walks up to us, and he's like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, we paid for this fence. We need someone to get it. It's not here." Now Lowe's is a long store, and every worker has like a radio
Mm-hmm.
to talk. This guy says, "Okay, I'll go get it." Walks from one end of the store in the parking lot all the way to the other one, which the way he was walking was probably a good 5-minute walk. Comes back, says, "I don't think it's over there." And mind you, he had to walk all the way back. "I don't think it's over there," and then walks into the other side of Lowe's and says, "It's probably in here. I'll be right back." 20 minutes later, this guy does not come back. Like, we haven't seen him outside, we haven't seen him inside, so we're standing in the parking lot like, what the fuck is going on? We walk up to another worker and we're like, well, your coworker's hiding on us or something. So like, we need this fence. And this guy, he must have been like a new worker because he was very excited to help us. So he like ran back inside and said, "Just wait here, I'll get it." Runs back inside. Like 5 minutes later, comes back with the completely wrong color fence, wrong type of fence, wrong size fence. And he's like, "I got it, guys, I got it." And we're like, "Yeah, no, that's not it." And then he goes back and he disappears for like 10 minutes. Still haven't seen the first guy, so we walk back to where the first guy went in. The second guy meets us there, and he gets on the fucking intercom. It's been a good hour by now. And he gets on the intercom. And he's like, "I need help in lumber section," and nobody answers. So he's like, "Let me try again. Let me go look in the back." Another 20 minutes. Comes back, and he's just like literally on the intercom as loud as he can. He's like, "Can anyone in this fucking store help the fucking people that've been here for an hour and a half?" And the
He
first
did
guy
not.
finally,
He did
he
not say
did.
that.
He
Not
did
like that.
word
No
for word.
fucking. No
Yes,
fucking way.
he did. I should have recorded it.
That's
Okay,
fucking awesome.
maybe not word for word, but
I was gonna say that dude is
he
a
should
fucking
have.
legend.
But he should have. It was pretty much that, like minus the profanity. He might have said freaking. The first guy finally shows up with 2 pieces of that fence that we need, and we're so pissed at this point. We're like, "Okay, well, we're gonna take both because you guys wasted our time for an hour and a half here." And the second guy who helped us is like, "Oh yeah, give it to both. They should get it because they've been waiting forever." And the first guy's like, "I can't do that." And we ended up with one, but yeah, Home Depot, nice store. No more Lowe's for us.
I was about to say you should have gone to Home Depot, dog.
I should have gone to fucking Jared's and got a ring. No, don't do that. Did you
Bad
see they're making a
experience.
nah? Did you see they're
Yeah, I
making
feel
a
like
huh?
what? What
Go ahead.
happened?
The rest of the podcast can be huh? What? Yeah. Go ahead. You talk. Say what you were gonna say.
I said I feel like if I were to ever get engaged, you would fucking like try your hardest
Oh my
to
god,
get
I
me
break
to
you up.
back out.
And if any of my friends try to get married, I will break them up. And they can't hate me because I'm saving them.
No, I would probably
Like if
break
I
balls.
if they say any objections and I don't stand up, don't I'm not your friend.
So
Dude, did
you're saying if I like were to ask you to be in my wedding
no.
party, you'd say no,
No, I'd be in it.
but you try to
I'm
you
not
try to fuck up the wedding. Is what you're saying? You
I will
just
go.
get hammered and give a speech like
No, no,
"fuck
no.
marriage."
You remember when fucking Adrian went out to the bar that one night, which I've got a story about a bar after this. You've been dying to remember this story, so we'll go with this
Oh
next.
boy.
I was like, you remember Adrian he went to this fucking bar and he was banging everybody on the bar and the waiters and all that. Like he fucking guys and girls, and it's your wife I'm talking to. I'm just like, you should just don't show up to the wedding.
What in the motherfucking fuck?
I gotta go big or go home. If I'm breaking you guys up, I can't tell her, oh, you kissed a man on accident. She's gonna be like, I forgive him. It's not the first time.
I mean,
Anyways,
just with you, buddy.
just oh, I'm blushing. Can't you see? So this one time we went to, usually either after work or after we went to the gym, we'd go to a bar down the street from our house.
After the
It's usually
gym, that's kind of
yeah,
redundant.
yeah.
But
No. That way, so you don't go to the gym to lose weight. You go to the gym to make room for the calories you're about to take in. That's why we go to a buffet before the gym, so you know how much. We should make out our
did
own
we
workout
wait?
routine.
Did we really go to a buffet before going to the gym? I don't remember that
I
because.
think it was the day before, but like
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like right
yeah.
before we went to the gym. I would have been
I
like,
mean,
dude, I would have shit all over the fucking treadmill.
but so we went to this bar and we're both sitting at the table and we've had a few Irish car bombs and then we're just pounding beers. It was a day off, so we didn't have anything else to do. You're gonna die the second I give any details about this story because you don't remember this,
I don't.
but you will. So this older black lady, looked like a crackhead, walks up to me and taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around and I'm like, "Hello," and she's like, "Oh, hi, it's nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Hi." Like I haven't been talking to anyone in this bar, and then she's like, "Hey, do you hula hoop?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? No, I don't hula hoop." And she just awkwardly, she like went in the bathroom and like snorted a line of coke or some shit. But I was like, "What the fuck just happened? Do you remember this?"
I vaguely remember it now. I remember the hula hoop part.
Yeah, she walked up and like the whole conversation was, "Hi, do you hula hoop?" Bye. And then she what? Like I don't, and she definitely had like do some kind of drugs.
Holy shit.
I didn't. It was scary.
Oh man. I honestly like still don't really remember that all that much. I specifically remember the hula hoop part though.
Yeah, that's because that was the whole story. She literally just came over and asked if I hula hooped, and when I said no, she's like, "Oh, okay," and walked away. It's like, what? Like, I'm gonna go to the bar to hit on people. I'm gonna walk up to them back. Hey, do you file your taxes early or late? And then just walk away. Just
Have-
random questions. One question. You can only ask one question.
so have you ever gone to the bar with Cody?
We did. We went to me, and him went.
Was that the same day?
No,
Well,
the
have you?
day that happened, it was me and you for that day.
Uh,
And then I went with you. I think there was four of us, but I can't remember who the fourth was. Or no. It was me, you, and Cody, and then there was like two guys playing darts that started like talking to us.
oh yeah, that fucking what
The
was that
older
dude's
guys, yeah.
name?
I can't remember, but he
It
had
was
some
fucking
stories.
hilarious though. That
He's like,
dude's
yeah,
name
you
was
can.
fucking hilarious.
He was like, you can see them on the screen and they can see you. And I was like, it's kind of like if this guy's playing at home and he's like jerking off while playing darts, you just have to watch like fucking bullseye.
Have you ever like taken the time to like watch Cody like progress throughout the night? Like how he starts off sober and kind of just chills with us for a little bit. Then he starts getting a little bit drunk and he just fucking spits this a bunch of games. Somehow he always gets a fucking chick, at least one.
Oh
And
yeah.
and then he gets right around there, that's when he starts getting like super drunk, and then he over drinks and starts hitting on girls who are like clearly with other dudes.
Yeah,
Cody just
I wouldn't be if he went far enough. He'd probably start hitting on the dudes too.
yeah, and then after that, he just kind of passes out on the bar, and we just have
Yeah,
a good time. We grab him when we're
I
about to
remember
leave.
that. Every time we drink, he kind of that's him. Like you take you like a bridal party. The the bride and then her bridesmaids go to buy a wedding dress. He's the fucking wedding dress, like, or he's the guy bringing out the wedding dress. He brings out one, no, I don't like that. Brings out another one, just disappears and comes back with a different wedding dress every few minutes. But it's girls instead of dresses. Did
I
you see
thought
their make?
I honestly thought you. Oh, well, go ahead. You've been trying to get this question out.
I'll get this. I'll get it out someday.
uh, I forgot what I was gonna say now, so go ahead.
Okay. Did you see? It's off topic. Did you see they're making a Titanic 2? I think.
Are they
I don't.
really?
I'm pretty sure not. Yeah, like the boat. not the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah, I knew that. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about a movie.
Would you ever get a ticket to it? Like, if they offered you a free ticket, would you go?
Are they taking the same course?
I hope so.
If they're taking the same course, that's gonna be a hard pass.
They're like, "Nah, we're not," and then, like,
I mean,
you're like,
it would be kind of cool to say like, "Hey, I went on the
"I
second Titanic."
survived. I survived."
I've
It's a
also
bumper sticker.
never in my life been on a cruise, so
I am I the I feel
it'd
like
be
I'm
like
the
a
only
new
one of my
experience
friends
for
that
me.
has.
No, Andrew has before.
Hey, quarantine though, we should be able to get some cheap tickets.
Dude, last I checked, they were like 30 something dollars a day.
Yeah. I think I saw Carnival Cruise, I wanna say it was. They're starting off $28 a day, but I'm sure there's a bunch of, like, underlying fees and stuff.
What is it like? You have to book it for like within a certain amount of days, or can you book it at $28 a day, but for like a year and a half from now?
Well, I don't, because I know, like, flights, you could book a flight for, like, next year, and it'd be the same price now as if you were to book it next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, like, cruises and stuff, they take out the tips and stuff at the end.
I
It's all
take out
one
my
bill.
tip too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. This is why you always have cops in your story.
Fat,
Dude,
fat.
my fucking son did in the yard today. I went outside. They were playing they were playing outside, and I go outside, and he just whips it out and starts peeing in the lawn. I was like, "Dude, 1, we have houses all around us.
That
2,
he
your
is gonna
nephew's right there. 3, there's a bathroom."
he is
And he's
gonna
just like,
make
"I just gotta go pee." And I was like,
he is gonna
"Jesus
make a
Christ."
woman very happy one day.
I'm gonna teach him that. Well, that's kinda weird. Never mind. Teach him The Naked Man. I'm just gonna have him watch, How
The
I Met
fuck
Your
is a
Mother.
naked man?
Have you not you've watched How I Met Your Mother.
I have.
The naked man is when the girl well, I guess the guy could do it too, walks out of the room to get something. When they walk back, you're butt naked doing, like,
Oh
the
yeah,
Heisman
yeah,
pose.
yeah.
Yeah. He already pretty much does that.
Oh god.
Like, one time this was when he was younger, probably like a year no, probably 2 years ago, he was still in diapers. He was sleeping in his room, and I was sleeping in my room, and our rooms are next to each other. I'm sleeping, and I get woken up in the middle of the night, and he's like, "Daddy, I want to sleep with you." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever. That's fine. It's like 1 in the morning. Come on." He lays down, and I'm like, What is going on?" I turn the light on, and he's fucking butt naked. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I peed in my bed. I want to lay with you." I was like, You got to get dressed. This isn't normal."
I can one up you on that one.
Oh no.
So, when my daughter was like 2 years old, I was um I was sleeping because I worked or yeah I worked nights. No, I worked nights and Sam worked during the day. It was when me and Sam were still together. So I was
I
sleeping in the
assumed.
morning, and my daughter was in the bed, and I woke up to her like putting something in my mouth. And
Oh God.
I opened my eyes and I was like, I looked down. I was like, this looks like a Tootsie Roll. And then I closed my eyes again, and then like I actually woke up, and in my head I'm like, that's not a fucking Tootsie Roll. And I like bolt up, and she has her diaper off. She's trying to feed me little pellets of her shit.
What the fuck?
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever experienced in my life. That's even worse than when she fucking was like an infant and shit all the way up her back. Like,
I got My son never did that. I got lucky. I've
yeah,
had
you
like the
did.
leak out of the side of the diaper, but never up the back.
Do you ever have like that bright yellow mustard poop?
Yep.
That shit fucking sucks.
The worst is when they're first born. It's like tar.
Oh yeah, the fucking what is it called? Meconium or some shit like
And my son had like 2 penises because his belly button. He had like a hernia that
that.
stuck out for a while. It's gone
Two
now, but
penises.
yeah. Like,
Dude, it was
every time I go to change his diaper and be like, "Why is it?" He had that was his like as a kid for some reason that was his biggest problem. He would always pull his thing out of his diaper, but like in his pants. Like it would just like so when he pees, he's not even in the diaper anymore. He's just soaking everything.
so he'd take his wiener out of his diaper but keep it
I
in his pants.
he wouldn't like take it out, but he'd like I don't know if he did it on accident with like fold it. You know how like you fold it up into the band of your pants. He would do that with his diaper.
Like when you got a boner in school. Oh man, I've actually had to do that many times. Like I just
Oh,
I put my head down and like I'm
No,
wearing
you
gym shorts, put my head down, just flip, and then I walk right out. Dude, imagine though if you didn't know your shirt was like above, like
you're like,
above
"Oh,
and
shit, my shirt's tucked in."
the tip of your dick was hanging out the front of your pants.
That'd be the fucking worst. Oh. What is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at school? I hope it's that.
Oh, I don't know. Like I was kind of like
Well, you probably have 2. One, like, we'll say high school and elementary school. I'm sure you have one. I have one in each. I have to remember the high school one first.
I honestly can't remember.
I can remember, like, for, like, elementary it might have been preschool. Yeah, because I was younger. I was in class, and they would not let me go to the bathroom, and I had to pee. So, like, the way they had the classroom set up is you all sat in a circle, but your backs were to each other. So the teacher could, like, walk up the middle behind you guys and look over your shoulder to, like, your work.
Hmm.
Actually, it probably wasn't even work. It was probably, like, crayons and shit. And so I was like, "I gotta pee," and she's like, "No, you can't go right now. Someone else is in the bathroom." So I stood up in the middle of the circle and just fucking pissed my pants. And then everyone's like, "Smells like a skunk." I was like, "Oh my god, I know. I don't know what's wrong."
Your piss
And then
smelled like a skunk.
no, kids are idiots.
Dude, speaking the only thing I can remember from elementary school, and this is because it still fucking bothers me to this day. Like, so remember how in elementary school, uh, like Pokemon cards and shit were like banned. You couldn't bring them in.
I never played them, but yeah, I remember that.
So I brought like a little tin of my Pokemon cards, and I was like being all sneaky. And I was showing my friends that I had like a holographic Charizard. And I had some fucking really valuable Pokemon cards, and I've left them in my backpack. And like when I was in elementary school, we didn't have there was no lockers. There was like out. We had two
Yeah, it's just
quads.
like a bin. Yeah,
No, we had two quads. One was for fourth grade, and one was for fifth grade, and outside of the quads there was just these hooks and then like a little brick wall that you could put your backpack like behind it,
yeah.
like under your jacket and shit. And I left them in there. I went to lunch, came I actually went out to recess, came back in to go check on my Pokemon cards because I was like, I feel like someone stole my goddamn Pokemon cards. And lo and behold, my entire fucking tin was gone. And I know it was one of my friends because I only showed like fucking 4 people. And no one, to this day, I have no idea who fucking did
That's the worst thing too. Is like when someone steals something from you and you know it's them, but they want to admit it, so you can't really, and you can't prove it. So you're just like, "Well, shit, we're in a standoff." Just
it.
stare at each other until someone breaks. I never played Pokemon, but when I went to a Christian school, for some reason, they let us have Beyblade battles at recess.
Fucking
And
Beyblades.
we just fucking
The
they
one thing
suck
that they
now.
The one thing that they did let us bring to school, which I don't know why, but we used to remember those fucking tech decks, little
Like the
fingerboards,
skateboards?
yeah, little
Yeah.
fingerboards. Dude, they used to let us bring those into school. Me and my friends, we sat at, like this square table, like 2 people on each side, and we just all brought in skateboards. And one of my friends had like this fucking tech deck, fucking half pipe, and we were just fucking playing with that like all fucking day.
Did you ever have like the guys that couldn't get like magnet on top of them? They look like thumbs. I think they're called Tech Deck dudes or something like that.
I don't remember that.
But there were guys that they almost look like
Oh,
the
thumb thumbs. No, that's from fucking
no,
Spy
they're
Kids.
they're called like they're called like tech dudes or Tech Deck dudes. They literally look like
I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
they look like those thumb guys, but they had shoes on and they get a magnet. I used to have a ton of those and like a whole Hot Wheels track that they went to. So they'd stick to the track, but they'd go, and it was like they'd race. And I don't know where that went. There's
Hmm.
like stuff I used to have that like I've never seen before. Like I had a PlayStation game called Bionicles. You remember Bionicles? It was a video game.
Yeah, they were fucking. I remember them as Legos.
It was kind of like
They're like
Transformers.
they're like a branch of Legos, weren't they?
They had Legos, but like the main thing, actually, I don't know what Bionicles started because I had a video game and it wasn't like a Lego. It was almost like a Transformers video game, but I can't remember like
Fucking.
the thing they remind me most of is those things in Star Wars that like have the force field bubble and they roll. That's like the I haven't played it. It's been years, so I can't even really remember. Like I can't tell you any of their names.
See, I never really was into that, so I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you either.
I just played whatever games that was bought.
You remember the fucking Rocket Power video game? Like for
Never
PS
played it.
PS1. What? Did you
No.
watch Rocket Power?
Yeah,
Did
that's the
you
best
like Rocket?
movie as a kid, or best show as a kid.
And you
I
never
didn't know
played the
there.
Rocket Power video game.
When I watched it, I hadn't played video games yet. I think we had like a Nintendo.
When did you start playing video games?
Well, I played like Nintendo 64, the original, like Donkey Kong and stuff, because we already had it. Because my parents used to play when they were like when they had us.
Hmm.
But I never really got into games till like PlayStation One.
Let's see. My
Actually, I
mom
had Sega Dreamcast too,
fucking Dreamcast. That's an underrated system,
and
but that
Sonic and all
we'll
that.
save that for a different day. But my mom got me into fucking video games because
And
she
now
used to play.
now she hates that you play them
She
all.
fucking despises them. But she used to play fucking Tekken a lot, and she used to whoop my fucking ass every time I fucking played, and that's why I hate fucking fighting games to this day. Because my mom used to shit on me, and that embarrassed the fuck out of me. But
That's the. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
what?
What were you saying? I interrupted you. I
Oh,
thought you were
but
done.
I was gonna say but that's I was like fucking let's say 7 or 8 when I started playing against my mom, and then that's when my obsession, which still is like burning inside me to this day, came from.
That's the most satisfying thing. Like my dad and me used to play Madden and NASCAR when I was a kid, and he would just destroy me. And now it flipped. Like he barely plays game. Actually, he doesn't even play at all
Yeah,
anymore. He'll like it.
that's the thing. Like they were in a time where like video games were fucking still fairly fucking simple, and then
Yeah.
we grew up in the time where they were just evolving constantly, so now we're fucking good at it. But watch when we're like fucking 50, our fucking kids are gonna be like
Oh no,
they're gonna
no.
play. The VR is gonna get so fucking like realistic and powerful, and they're just gonna know they're just gonna be like us. I mean,
That's like I hate having new people like Danny's fucking hilarious, but like when he got into GTA, I hate that where I have to like try and explain a game where there's 5,000 buttons you can push. And then you tell them all the buttons, and then they're like, "What's this do?" And I was like, "I just said that." That's why I think that's like why people don't like my dad and them don't play anymore. Because back then it was like you press 4 buttons, that's the game, and now it's like you press this button and this button with 7 other buttons at the same time, and if you don't press it at the right time, you fuck up. It's like
yeah.
DDR was probably the most complicated game back then.
Fucking DDR. I
Jesus.
used to, I'm not gonna lie. I used to fucking go to this pool hall that used to be in my town, and where I lived in high school, and they had this DDR machine in the back. I used to bring like a sack of fucking quarters and just play DDR for like 3-4 hours.
Arcades are like kids' casinos.
It wasn't an arcade. It was just a pool hall. They happened to have a
Oh, it's
fucking
just
DDR
what?
machine in the
Okay.
back.
Everybody, like, if you had a business back then, you had a DDR machine.
It's true. I used to have DDR for PlayStation 2. But
I did too.
those mats
They
sucked
sucked.
so
Yeah,
bad.
they were like rubber and slippery,
Yeah.
and you always missed a button, no matter where you hit it.
Hmm.
Have you? So the funny thing with my mom is, if anybody were to come over while she's home, she's like the nicest person and make sure of it. But for some reason, like when I used to go over to my buddy's house, I'd hear her in the other room and she'd be like, "Take out the trash." I'm like, "Oh, they'll have a conversation just like us," and that's it. And then all of a sudden you hear, "No, I'll do it later." Boy, you take out that fucking trash. I'll beat your ass. I'll take your friend home, and I'll beat your ass again. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, that never happens at my house. And then she actually brings you home, and like one time we were supposed to go to the mall, me, him, and like 2 other friends, I think, and he like got grounded while we were there, and we were idiots. But his mom's like, "I'm taking them to the mall, dropping them off, coming home. You're staying here." She starts her car to warm it up, comes inside, we stuff him in the trunk. And when she gets to the mall, we get out of the car, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot something in the trunk." She pops the trunk, and this kid hops out the trunk and runs into the mall. And his dad came like 20 minutes later, and
Wait,
there
so
was
you
another scene.
snuck him to the
We
mall?
snuck him to the mall. His mom brought him to the mall not knowing because he was in the trunk.
That's fucking great. I've never even seen something like that before. I've never even heard of that.
It's
Wow.
good. Of course,
Dude, imagine being one of the one of the people who just
that's
sees it
that's what
pop
we got in the mall, and I was like, what do you think people in like the parking lot were thinking?
up.
Like you just see this kid get out of a trunk and run into the mall, or like because I was joking around the whole
Wait,
way to the
so
mall.
his mom didn't see him get out of the trunk either?
Oh no, she did, but she didn't feel like chasing him, so she went home and told his dad to go get him,
Uh,
and they left us at the mall. They've left. We went to a concert in Northampton once at Pearl Street. I think it was All That Remains. And the plan was my dad brought us to the concert. His dad's gonna pick us up because the concert ended at like 2, and he said it was fine, 2 in the morning. So he's like, it's fine. So my dad dropped us off. We went to the concert. We walk outside, and he calls his dad. He's like, "Where are you?" And no answer. For like 2 hours, we were stuck in Northampton. We go to a diner. We have no money, so we're just like sitting there. And then because we were like 14 and 15 at the time,
mhm.
and his dad just never showed up. So I had to call my dad. I was like, "Yeah, we're stuck in Northampton. It's like 2 in the morning, and there's like, oh no, and there's like crackheads and stuff everywhere." I yelled, "Oh no," because my screen was shutting off. I'm just gonna sit here and caress the mouse. That, but it was just the next day. We're like, "Why didn't you pick us up?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't feel like it." I was like, "Geez, we could have been like
Wow, that's
fucking
fucked up, man.
crack. We could have been like injected with all kinds of stuff."
Like at least leave you with some money.
It was a good concert too. Of course, it was All That Remains before Ollie died. It was a while ago. So like he had taught guitar lessons before that, and he sung Menno, so I got a couple lessons from him. And I didn't go the last time, and so I didn't pay. So I technically owe him money. So at the concert, I was like in the back of the crowd, like, don't fucking like notice me. Like I doubt you do, but like, stop the concert. That fucker in the back owes me money.
Oh man, that'd be fucking hilarious.
He didn't recognize me.
Like, have you ever been to a concert where they have you ever been to a concert where they just stopped at like mid performance
To like yell at someone?
for anything? Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
me
I
neither.
might have and just don't remember.
Just looking for a story.
Well, yeah, actually, they stopped it because there was a pedophile in the crowd banging everybody. No, I don't think that's ever happened.
You know what? I don't fucking get how Andrew can just run into a fucking pit. Like
You know what I don't like more? I accidentally get into it. Like if you don't, like me and my ex-wife went to a concert once, and if you don't want to be in the mosh pit, you have to make sure if you're on the floor, you know where to stand.
Mhm.
We were standing, and the mosh pit like started around us, and we're like, wait, we're not even near the front of the. What the fuck is going? Oh shit! And then just everybody's running around. I'm like, I think we stood in the wrong spot. She got kicked in the head. I got pushed into the middle of the pit. I was like, what the
Damn.
fuck is going on? Looking back now, I'm kind of glad she got kicked in the head. Did I ever tell you about the time I lit my backyard on fire?
No, but please tell me.
No. Oh, I wish we could get my brother on this, but because he was there, he wasn't helpful at all. So the same kid we put in the trunk, it was me, him, and my brother at our house. We were having a fire, and it would not start. Like it was a small flame, but it wouldn't like burn. So my dumb ass went in the garage and got the gas tank and just poured a little, and it was fine. The fire started, but it started dying down, so I did it again, but I didn't go fast enough, so the fire started going like up, and it got to the end of like the tip of the gas tank, like the one for a lawnmower, and I freaked out. So I start trying to like, you know how something your hands on fire, you shake it, try and put it out.
Yeah.
I shook the gas can, and it
You fucking
flung flaming gas everywhere. My whole backyard was on fire. So I'm freaking out. I finally got that thing out because I thought it was gonna explode. I just put it down and it started to go out. I'm stomping on all the grass. My brother's like thinks it's a fucking birthday candle, and he's like just blowing on one little blade of grass.
That sounds like
All
fun.
of us, my cousin runs around the house because the backyard was fenced in, but the hose was on the outside of the fence. He went to get that, and then all of a sudden I look up and he's running back, and instead of opening the gate, it was a wooden fence at the time. Instead of opening the gate, he fucking ran straight through the gate and just took it out. But he forgot to turn the hose on, so he had to do it all again. No one other than anyone who watches this now knows I did that.
That's what happens when you go into fucking panic mode.
That fence was done. Next day, my dad's like, "What happened to the fence?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I gotta take a piss.
Well, I think we're at like 50 minutes. We could end it here.
Yeah, let's do it. Pick it up next time.
Thank you guys for checking out. The fuck's our name again? The Dead End The Dead End Street. I said this would happen too. But thanks for checking out the Dead End Street. We're gonna figure out a schedule to post, and then you'll see. It'll probably be one day a week for now.
Yeah.
Maybe we.
And until then, I'm gonna go pee.
I ain't gonna take a piss while the cops follow you.
I might squeeze in a poop or two.
or two. Just finishing like, let's go again.
All right, man.
Peace out, guys.
Good talk.